Hey, good morning, everybody. AJ, the CEO here. And yes, we've been rolling. I just posted the video of part one of the digital wall that we're installing at TCF. I did find all the rest of my stuff, but I think I left my crimper, my other crimper that I bought, the original one that is. I think I left that at 31st Street, but I got to go back over there and wrap the planks up under there, so I'll be able to get that back. But today we have two stops. We have two on-sites. One of them is a ministry that I talked to last year, and they finally got to go ahead to move forward with it. And that's going to be this afternoon around 5:30. So it's just a refresher for them. Nothing really has changed. I think the only thing is they don't want to go with a new sound system. They wanted to use their existing one. Not a big deal. I just need to know what type of cable's there. But then we are also going to a church in Victoria, Virginia. I don't recall the name because when they make a consultation, some people put the name of the church. Sometimes they just do the address. But this is at Mount Bethel Church in Victoria, Virginia. So that is where I'm getting ready to head to. It's about an hour and a half drive from here. It is 15 minutes till 10. So that'll put me there at 11:30. Like to be there early. I think I got a bump on my nose. But anyway, that's what we got. That's going like towards South Boston. Then turn around. And then the other church is in Petersburg. I still got to go back and do the updated review of the camera that I've been using, that I told y'all about. We have our other system that we're building right here. I think this is going to be my dedicated server. For some other stuff, we have some parts in for another church. Still waiting for the check to come in for that church, a project down in North Carolina. I'm kind of wanted to jump ahead and get some stuff in stock because I'm gonna use that for a video as well too. But enough blabbing, let's get on the road. I got my cameras, got all my gear. I do have my bag packed up for TCF tomorrow, have my laptop, have all the stuff that I forgot about. And if y'all watch that video, like I said, I had all my batteries sitting here charging and my impact, and they were just sitting right there, and I completely forgot about it. But anyway, let's get on the road, and then go see what we can do to help out another ministry. All right, very long drive. Well, not really. It was just going through the cut and stuff like that. So, not that big of an issue. Of course, we're here early. So we're gonna get inside. I brought my other camera, but I think I'm just gonna. Seems like a lot of people are just moving to just use cameras, their phones and stuff like that because it's getting so much better. I think I'll probably do that. Makes it a lot easier. But we're here at Mount Bethel Baptist Church. Make sure we get the name right. So like I said, we're here early. Let's see what we can do to get inside and help them out. All right, folks, so you see we've done a lot of walking through, and you know how we do. This is my talk through so that I can remember how everything is going to go, and I need to bring something to their attention about that. So let me take you on a quick tour. So if we start here, this is the entrance of the church, and right now their sound system is right there. that this is their work area for the sound. That is not going to be ideal. They've already talked about that. It's an option. All the cables are already ran in the wall right there. It's either reposition them, take out this pew, and this will be a work area for the media, or with that, that is keeping the current sound system in place, or gut this, move all of this stuff and do a digital soundboard, so where now the snake is going to run all the way to the new media room. So inside of here, we're looking at doing a camera in the front, a camera in the back, and one on the side, and they can rotate around. And then talking about possibly doing an 85-inch right there so everybody can see in here, or maybe hanging TVs, either one right there for the congregation. And if we step over here real quick, the other option is to relocate the media room here in a back room. So this is the ideal room that they were talking about using. They said this is a room that's not being used right now, so we could easily, a lot of the stuff can be done. I'm thinking about putting an L-shaped desk in here, two 32-inch screens. So say this is the area for the cameras, the live stream, and all this other stuff here. This one will be with the new sound system that the snake would come here. I kind of recommended, if they did it here, to go with a new sound system to make it easier than extending all the mics and everything all the way back here. Got crawl space, attic access here. So this would be enough space for 3 people in here. Now the other thing, excuse me, sir. Another thing is in this distribution, this is the pastor's office. With that distribution, possibly putting a TV in here for him. And then they have another classroom right here that would also have a cable, and we would hook up a feed into this classroom as well. And their fellowship hall, they have a TV, and that is the current image that they get. It doesn't get sound. It's just an old security camera feed, and that's what they're getting right now. That is live. And their sound, they have ceiling speakers that's pulling from sound here. So similarly, if we relocated everything, I would probably have refeed these speakers off of the TV so that if they're playing a movie, that audio is what drives the speakers. But if it flips over to the sanctuary, that's what's going to drive this. Now, the other thing that they were talking about right now, they have Verizon cellular internet out here. So they are also interested in, we'll probably put some Wi-Fi in here, unify stuff. They want to do it with security cameras. So probably put about 4 security cameras just outside for the doors, the cemetery that's behind here. And then we build the infrastructure because they have everything wireless. We would build a network, hardline network for all the equipment, everything that needs to be plugged in. We'll also do an access point, so Wi-Fi that's inside the sanctuary. Another one here. You can probably put one here in the fellowship hall. That would cover everything back here, so maybe 2. And then, so if they go with new internet, they are thinking about going with Starlink out here as well too. So that can give them another option as well for their internet. But the main thing is going to be, we're also going to do a custom PC to handle their scripture and lyrics because they're typing up everything right now. Their main focus is Zoom, but then going into Facebook Live. So an 10-minute stream, they can handle multiple connections for the cameras. That we'll use up 4 connections. We still got another 4 that can easily go out to Zoom through one of the USB outs, go into the presentation computer that's running that. Presentation frees up scriptures and everything for them. Televisions inside the sanctuary would give them a display for everybody in the congregation to see, as well as everybody else out here. And I forgot where I was, my mom just called. But the main thing is put that in place and get them kind of up to speed because they say they don't have anything. And this is really just trying to get them, set them up for the future. Sound, and then also covering the Wi-Fi, that would also give them the ability that if there was an issue, somebody can walk out into the sanctuary and adjust the sound if need be. So similar to what we've done, a lot of stuff that would be in place. The main work would be setting up the cables. And if we put everything in that back room, really don't have to touch anything because we'll put the cameras, run the cables into the ceiling. We just got to find a path for the ceiling in the sanctuary to get back into that room, drop the cables down, and then do the same thing. I would probably put the snake inside the choir stand or something like that. And then we just got to run the Ethercon cable back to the new sound system. Probably go with a compact or maybe even a producer to get just a smaller footprint, whichever one that will work fine. So you know what we do. We're going to go inside of the computer, design this whole thing. And if we get the contract, I'll bring you along, document everything. I did mention them about door access. You never know. We might even throw in a door access for the media room so we can have it locked down so people can't come in and go and change all that other stuff like that. But anyway, let's go get in front of the computer and then we'll design this and we'll go from there. Alrighty, folks, we are back here. It's later in the day. I had to do a bunch of other visits to other churches and a bunch of stuff. So I'm finally getting home. It's like almost 9 p.m. So we've been running all day, but let's go ahead and cut over to the computer. Let's go ahead and design this whole thing. Again, I am using Draw.io. That's https://draw, DRAW.io. So this is going to be for Mount Bethel Baptist Church. Kind of straightforward. Want to give them a couple of options in here. So let's go ahead and, we're talking about a new sound system as well too. So give them a couple of options. So look, we're pretty much going from ground zero with here. So we're going to look at doing a stage box that's going to live in the media room. So I actually need to do this a little bit backwards here. This will be from the perspective of the new media booth area. So we got our X32 here. Got the stage box that could live in that back, and if they kept that the little armoire type of thing, it can actually put the S16 right there, and we'll have an Ethercon cable that bridges the gap. So all of the cables that are ran, they will exist. They will still stay in the same place. We just put this S16 in there. They already have amps in there. Probably want to make sure that that door is open to give that thing some breathing room. And then everything will be connected that way. Then we don't have to worry about this. Now, inside the sanctuary, talking about 3 cameras. Let's put this up out of the way here. So we'll have a 20X in the back, one on the side, and then another one in the front. And we got our joystick, which is also going to live in the media room. So let's scoot this over a little bit more here. Got our joystick. We're going to put a PoE switch, and it all depends. Probably going to put an actual bigger switch there, one that's going to be on and off with the system. Another one is going to be powering the access point, because we're going to add an access point and put some Wi-Fi in there so that if anybody wants to walk in that area, they can, with a tablet or something like that, they can control the sound. So that PoE switch, and let's put it on this side so we ain't running cables all over the place. So this is the PoE switch. This is the one that's going to go on and off when the system is on and off. So we can have that connect to the X32, because the X32 is not going to be used if this stuff isn't on. We got our cameras connected. This provides power to them, so we don't have to worry about running power cables to these locations either. All right, we got that there, and we are connecting the joystick that same way. And why is that doing that? So we got our, of course it doesn't want to act, it won't act right today. So that's our PTZ joystick, and I am labeling this because every time I tell y'all, I do this and I actually send it off to the church along with the estimate. I am going to do a little bit different. I'm going to start doing some more kind of full assessment documents. Gotta change our game up a little bit more with contracts and stuff like that as well too. So we got our PTZs that way. We're gonna use a ATEM Mini Extreme. And then all of these come back connected, and I'm not liking how my cable flow is going so far. Fiber optic HDMI cable should be fine because it's not that big of a jump in how the cables are running. We're going to connect all of these back, and hopefully there's a clear path in the attic to get the cables here. If not, we're just going to have to make one. So again, that is fiber optic HDMI. This will be Cat 6. All right, so we got all that done. Our audio is going to come from the board directly. And there we go. So there's our audio coming in this way. And this is how to say this is Cat 6. I'll probably use a shielded Cat 6 cable. So there we go from here. Now, coming out of here, we're going to need a monitor. And probably going to do 2 of these just for the flow. And why is this cable not liking this? Let's draw this one again. It just don't want to do its thing. Whatever. So we have one is going to be our multi-view. This is going to be probably a 32-inch that's on the wall to free up some more space for the operators in that room. And it frees up the desk space. All right. And then we're going to run a 1x8 HDMI splitter. So this is the multi-view. Then we're going to have our program out going to the splitter. That is HDMI as well. Now this is going to send our video and audio. And we're going to run another monitor. And I don't know, this could change. This will be another one inside the media area. So for the audio people, and I'm thinking now it might be the multi-view. I'm going to do 2 multi-views so both of them can see what's going on. The operators in the media area. So one, it'll be 2 32 inches televisions. One is going to be over top of the console for the person who's controlling the cameras. The other one would be over top of the audio so they can see all the cameras and see everything. Or that can easily be changed to where it's just showing the program, whichever one. But we just have it there in place. So this, I'm proposing that they do an 85-inch TV in the sanctuary. And we feed that TV that way. And before I do that, other thing I forgot, we're going to build them a computer, a custom computer that will do the presentation, run Zoom, presentation PC / Zoom PC. That is going to be connected as well through HDMI. But then this is also going to be connected back to the computer over USB. I don't know why the lines are not being my fan tonight. So that way, through USB, this is how Zoom will see the video and the audio coming from the ATEM. And we also will have a SSD hard drive connected to this over the other USB so that the service and everything can be recorded. All right. We got all of that, and then We got to connect everything else. The ATEM is connected over to that network. The computer is connected as well for internet access. We got all that in place. So that's the sanctuary, and then the same thing would be for the fellowship hall TV. Then there was another one for the classroom TV. Then another one for pastor's office. And all of these will just split off of this. So now that the distribution is in that back room, we're closer to all of this stuff. So just another 50 to 100 foot fiber optic HDMI cable is all that's needed outside of hanging the TV. And that will give all the other views that are needed. And then if anybody wanted to have anything else, we still have 4 more connections for 4 more TVs with that splitter if we needed that. So that would go all of this. Now, if everything is hooked up the same way, we shouldn't have any delay. Worst case scenario, we may have to change how the routing for the speakers inside the fellowship hall and have them come off of the TV. We'll play around with that, or we can put a delay in the sound system to control that. Now, that's the whole setup. But now some other things they want to do in this setup, and I need to zoom out because we need some more space. In this scenario, they have some kind of horrible type of internet connection. So some other stuff they wanted me to do is I was going to put a sanctuary access point for Wi-Fi access inside the sanctuary. Do another one for the fellowship hall AP access point. All right. And looking at getting them, not a big version, but maybe the smaller version of the Unify system, because they were also interested in doing security cameras and stuff like that. So let me cut over here. Let's go over here to the Unify site. So we're looking at the Dream. We could go with the Dream Machine. This is normally what I would do, and it kind of sets them up in the future, but they do have some smaller options. And I haven't messed with any. I have used the Unify Express. That's what we installed at 31st Street. But maybe the cloud Cloud Gateway Max, because this would allow to have a hard drive connected to this and have security cameras. We could bump this up the storage to like 2 terabytes. And at that point, trying to think from a small footprint, but worst case scenario, let me just go with the Dream Machine Pro, because that's what I normally would do. And this would set up everything else. I would probably go with the special edition. The special edition also has PoE inside of the jack. So the 2 access points can be plugged into right there, and then the other cameras can be plugged into that, and we don't necessarily need another switch. So that would be the easiest barrier of entry. And then let me just go ahead and throw this in here, and they have a hard drive in here. I think they overcharge for that, but I think we have some other options for that, but we'll throw that in for right now. And then with cameras right now, probably just go with 4 of the bullet cameras right now. And that will give outside access, all of that stuff. The media room is also going to be the centralized place where probably the server equipment will go for that. So in this scenario, we will just put this over here. And maybe I can do network switch. Nah, that's not gonna, I don't like the way that looks. I'll just cheat and use the same thing like it's a PoE switch. So I will have this over here. So we'll just call this is the Unify UDM Pro. This will be the brain of everything. This will give a connection to the access point inside the sanctuary, give it power, give it internet access. The same thing will go to the fellowship hall. And because all of this is going to be in the same room as the media, that's where the bridge brings in the signal into the PoE switch for the cameras and everything like that. And then if we'll go back to our security cameras, and I'll use these here. And say we just do 4 of these just to monitor the outside, the entrance points into the church, as well as the parking lot and cemetery. We'll go into that and I'll cheat and I'll show how all of these are connected. So we got 4 connections right here, 5, 6, 7, still got 1 more left. So we wouldn't need an extra switch, but we can add onto that if need be. That'll give access, internet and everything like that. So with their current Verizon connection, we are just going to bridge that and plug that into here, and then boom. And then they're also talking about maybe going to something faster. So it's just as easy to replace that with Starlink, because of where their location is. They don't have any broadband. So it's either going to be the Verizon cellular that they currently have, or it would be satellite internet, no trees or nothing in the way. So that would be a good option. So this is kind of the scenario. This is with them putting everything in that back room, probably doing that kind of like what I have here. I have some IKEA tables that are countertops, and I put together as a table, make a L shape in there. So one wall is going to be for the audio. The other one would be for the camera operators and presentation stuff. Maybe have 3 people, but it could function on 2. Then you have maybe a small little network rack, a wall rack that will put everything in a corner somewhere, and have all the wires. And that will be where everything, the demarcation or where all the cables are going to come for that. It makes it easy. And then with a network rack, if you need to add more, probably maybe a 12U rack or something like that on the wall, and then it'll be good to go. So a lot bigger of a setup here, but not anything too out of control. It's not like we haven't done any of this stuff before. And it's mainly just going to be their choice of what they want to do. Instead of that 85, we could do 265s. It is a small sanctuary, so you could probably get away with 265s hanging from the ceiling. But I think to take down the big picture that's right above the choir stand and putting an 85 right there, that would suffice. And then it's a centralized location. If they're doing banners like they had there, you can easily just put a graphic up there. And then in this scenario, if you wanted the TV to only do one thing, we could do a splitter and have that signal go into the ATEM, but then the computer's also directly connected to the TV. So the TV will always be presentation and never show cameras. That is an option as well, too. Again, pretty straightforward. It will probably be, most of the work is going to be just pulling cables. Once that's in place and you got everything, there is a drop ceiling inside the sanctuary. So that would make that really easy. If we go with the Snake and the S16, we don't have to really move any cables. We would just put that inside the mount that's outside the box, the armoire, whatever, where the current sound system is. We would just put the S16 in there, connect everything that was in the old system to there, run the Ethercon cable up in the ceiling, run it all the way back to that room, to the other end, the main console of the X32 that plugs in, and now they can control sound from there. Got direct audio coming into the ATEM for Zoom and all that other stuff. So I think that'll be set them up good in the future. So I think that's about it. Link is going to be down below to everything I suggested. And like I said, if we get the contract, I'm going to do a video showing how we install everything and hopefully give you some tips that if you want to feel, hopefully this video will empower you to try and do it yourself as well. Or like I said, you can always hit me up at ajayhomes.com/consultations. If you want me to come out there, do an on-site, or maybe even do this stuff for you. That's the reason why we do this, folks. So I think that's about it. And yeah, that's it. So if you like this type of content, appreciate a like, consider subscribing, hit that bell. The way you get notified when we come out with other videos to help modernize your media ministry. Thanks for watching, folks. This is AJ. Catch you on the next video. Later.